If you've clicked on this video, that means you're either a beginner in CrossFit or you're interested in learning about CrossFit. I've been doing it for about 2 months, and I want to share with you the things that I've noticed as a complete noob in CrossFit, things that I wish I'd known before. Probably all the negative things you've heard about CrossFit is they're going to make you do these complex activities. They're going to do it in a set amount of time, really fast, with poor form, and you're going to hurt yourself because you're a beginner. There is an element of truth to that. But I think it also depends on the type of CrossFit gym. Because if you have instructors who want to make sure everyone is performing to the best of their capabilities, are prioritizing that no one exerts themselves and gets injured, you're going to be fine. I've not gotten injured from doing 2 months of CrossFit yet because I know that I do not want to ego lift. I'm doing everything I can to make sure I don't get injured. You need to make sure you stretch beforehand, stretch afterwards. It doesn't matter if someone else is lifting or doing twice as much as you are. Know yourself, know your limits, okay? You're not here for a good time, you're here for a long time. What I would recommend is if you're thinking of doing CrossFit, do it within yourself. Don't go crazy, okay? You don't need to go 100% every session. In fact, I would not say I go above 90% for any of my classes because I want it to be sustainable. I don't want to leave there feeling absolutely wrecked every class because then that becomes a bit demotivating, to be honest, a bit of a chore. Leave some gas in the tank so it can be sustainable. You don't have to go flat out because when you go flat out, that's when you get wrecked. And that's when poor form comes in. And that's when you start to do activities and lifts and movements that can get you hurt. What I would recommend, which is something that I've done, is that you start doing PT sessions first. I've had like 1, 2, 3 hours of just one-on-one for particular movements. Even if you never decide to continue with CrossFit, these are good skills to have, good things to know, because at the end of the day, you're going to take that knowledge when you go back to the gym or whatever you're doing anyway. Probably you've heard CrossFit is a bit cultish. They have their own terminology like WOD and AMRAP and working in a box. I mean, if it's a cult, then it means you're kind of more likely to do the action, do the activity more often. If you're staying in shape, then that can't be a bad thing, right? I was surprised by how many men and women there are there of all different ages, different capabilities. It really was a 50-50 split. The cool thing about it is sometimes it's nice just to show up somewhere and not have to worry or think about what you're going to do. Typically, a 1-hour CrossFit class is broken up into 3 parts. First, you'll have the warm-up, which you'll all do together. Personally speaking, I like to get there a little bit earlier, 10 minutes earlier, do my own warm-up, and then do another warm-up just to make sure I don't get injured. The second part is a skill component. You'll end up practicing a particular movement, whether it's snatch, clean and jerk, overhead squats. If any of these sound like gobbledygook to you, I'm still trying to remember which is which, to be honest. Someone will tell you, watch what other people do, ask whoever the coach is at the time, watch other YouTube videos of how to do it. You'll eventually remember, you'll eventually get there. That's the second component. The third component is the actual WOD, which means workout of the day. This is something already set in advance for you. It could be anywhere from 8 minutes, 10 minutes, 12 minutes, maybe even sometimes 20, 30 minutes, depending on what it is. It'll be a mix of things that will include probably some strength training, some gymnastics, and some cardio. I've done a lot of different activities growing up. I've done football, rugby, was a competitive swimmer, I'm a qualified lifeguard, go to the gym a lot. But this is very functional because you're getting the strength training with the weights, so you're building some muscle. You're getting the flexibility because there's gymnastics components, whether it's using Olympic rings or doing handstand walking, which is fun. At the same time, there's the cardio component, whether it's running, whether it's the assault bike, whether it's cycling, whether it's rowing. You never know what to expect. You're putting your body through so many different things. It has to learn to adapt. If you have any weaknesses, it'll show up and you'll get to focus on that. That's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome to know I can go in 3 times a week. I'll see the same people, super friendly. Everyone's in it together. I'll be told what to do. And I'm making sure I'm hitting everything I need to in terms of building muscle, in terms of making sure I have the athleticism to do certain cardio, improve my flexibility when it comes to my shoulders, especially for the gymnastics parts. I think that's really, really cool. That's not something that I thought that I would get from CrossFit, and is one of the best things I like about it. I've seen people do CrossFit for a number of different reasons. Sometimes they just want to do it so that they can eat and do whatever they want outside of CrossFit, and that's fine. They don't want to have to think about how much alcohol they drink or what they eat. They just want to do CrossFit so that they can enjoy their life out of it. That's cool. Each their own. Me personally, I like to use CrossFit to try and get in as good shape as possible. Hence the thirst pic that I probably used as my thumbnail, which I'm pretty proud of, to be honest. The thing is, you get to decide what you want out of it. So I'm pretty strict at the moment with the diet I'm following. During the week, it's basically carnivore keto. I'm just trying to get as much protein as possible because I know that is where I lack. At the weekend, with my wife, I'll not really give much thought into what I'm eating. I'll indulge to make sure I don't have any cravings I'm missing out on, to make sure I'm still enjoying life as well. And also to maybe spike my calories just to make sure my metabolism is still moving. That's what's been working for me. You gotta find out what works for you. I am a firm believer that the battle is won or lost outside the gym. Because when I show up to the CrossFit workouts, I know if I've been eating well and I've had a good night's sleep, then the workout will take care of itself. I don't have to think about, okay, am I gonna be able to do this? It's easy to make sure that you're eating right and sleeping well every night. It's just hard to do it consistently because life gets in the way. We all know what we should be doing. It's just hard to execute it day in, day out. So I try to abide by the 80-20 rule, which is why during the week, I'll keep it clean. I'll sleep really well, go to bed early, like 10 p.m., wake up at like 7. At the weekends, I don't hold myself to anything, cut loose a little bit, no problem. You basically gotta find out what works well for you so that you can perform as well as possible when you're actually doing your CrossFit workout. So if you are thinking about doing CrossFit, just give it a go. Probably everything you've heard about it has been negative. I think that's unfair. That's one of the reasons why it took me so long to start doing it. I'm 35 now. I've known about it for a long time. The things that I kept hearing was, you're gonna get injured because they're gonna make you do complex movements that you shouldn't be doing in such a fast period of time at such a weight. Fair enough. You always know when someone does CrossFit because they tell you to do CrossFit. Okay, it's cultish, also true. And the third thing is that you do these stupid movements for pull-ups. You've probably maybe seen the videos of these butterfly or kipping pull-ups where, because they're not strict pull-ups, it's like a certain gymnastic element to it. There are strict pull-ups involved in CrossFit as well as these types of kipping or butterfly pull-ups. It is embarrassing looking at it and thinking, okay, I'm one of those people that does that. It's not easy to do, by the way. It does require a little bit of skill. Just know that you can't take the worst parts and then just decide everything else is terrible as well. The negative thing I could say is that CrossFit's expensive. It's not cheap. It's much easier to put on a pair of shoes, go for a run, go for a swim in your local pool, go cycling. I mean, it depends. Bikes are expensive, can be. Go play tennis, go to the gym. But in terms of something that gives you an all-round functional kind of fitness, as well as the community aspect that comes with it, and then knowing that you just have to show up. You get to switch off your mind. And just by showing up, you're gonna get in good shape. It's gonna wreck you when you first begin it because you've never been through anything like it before. But then once you start doing it, it does become a little bit addictive. Like there's a reason why it's a cult, you know, because it gives you something that you couldn't get elsewhere. That sense of community, But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's nice to belong to something. Is it any different than joining a tennis club, talking about the same things with those people there? I don't think so. There's something to be said about doing an activity in which you're probably going to go at the same times every week. You'll probably go at the set time, either before work or after work, or at the same time at the weekend. Let's say you're going like, I don't know, 3 times a week. You're probably going to end up seeing the same people again and again at those times. Suddenly you start to know names, you start to meet people. If you're new to a city, like I'm from the UK, so moved to Singapore about 5 years ago, it's a great way to meet people actually. As an adult, I think adult men, more particularly, it's really hard actually to make friends. It's hard to meet new people. I'm sure I'm not the only one who's feeling that way. If you did want to expand your circle, your friendship group, this is a great way of doing it. One of the big drivers for me was very superficial, which is just to get in great shape, okay? I've always wanted like really nice defined pecs. I just want to look good and I want to feel good. Even just after 2 months of CrossFit and the diet and the sleep, can't knock that. I probably feel the best I've ever felt in my life. So I don't want to say, I'm going to be doing this forever. I'm only 2 months in, it's premature. But these are all the things that I wish I would have known when I was starting CrossFit. I wish I would have started earlier. I think if you're starting in your 20s, your body can handle a lot more in terms of recovery. If you're in your 30s or later, then pace yourself, okay? There's no one you're competing with but yourself. If you've clicked on this video and you've watched this long, it clearly means you've already been thinking about it for the longest time anyway. Why not just try it out, okay? You've tried probably many things to get a physique that you want, to feel like you can take your shirt off and look good. Actually, that's one thing I would like to say. In the WOD, the workout of the day, a lot of the men, myself included, we take our vests or t-shirts off and we do it topless. And there's something very primal and really enjoyable about doing that. It just like makes you feel kind of that positive sort of masculine energy to know that you're doing it with like this community of people, men and women, and you're going through this really difficult thing together. At the end of it, regardless of how you all do, you're going to fist bump each other. You're going to say, well done, keep it going. You're going to encourage each other. If you finish early and someone's still going, that's awesome. That's really, really good. And, because you've got a fresh pump, you're looking in the mirror afterwards. You're like, damn, I look good. I look good. And then you get home the day later and that fresh pump is gone. You're like, what happened to my body? That's normal. Don't get discouraged by that. But I like that. I like the outdoors element that comes with it. Hopefully, if you live in a country which will allow it, because we do run outside of our gym when we do it. Even if you don't do it outside, just knowing inside you can take your top off and just like get very sweaty and energetic in a really healthy, positive way with lots of people. It's just a good time. What I would recommend you do is you just Google CrossFit in your city, find out where the closest location is, pick a gym which gives you the option for a 1-month pass. So you don't have to sign up for the whole year because you just don't know if you're going to like it. And if possible, most of them probably will give you like a free session trial anyway. Try it out, see what you think, and then make a decision on whether it's right for you or not. This is what I picked up from it. If you want more insights like this, I mean, if you've seen my YouTube channel, it's full of some random stuff, but I quite like to think that I'm going to make more videos like this about CrossFit because I'm quite enjoying it. And if I'm doing it anyway, why not just like record myself doing it and share some of my thoughts like this very candidly. So if you enjoy it and you're getting something out of it, then subscribe because it lets me know that I should make more of it because that's your way of telling me you'd like to see more videos like this from me. Okay, cool. All right, let me know how you get on. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'll either respond to them directly in writing or I might answer them in the form of shorts because YouTube allows me to do that. And I've never done that before. I thought that might be quite cool. So yeah, if there's any way I can help, feel free to reach out and subscribe for more.